Bugatti Veyron. You, me, this road, and 1,000 horsepower that stands between us. You are a dream car to a lot of guys. You are incredible. Well, maybe. The car is old as dinosaur shit. No matter how hard Bugatti tried to implement certain things in this car, trying to keep it from aging long ago at the moment when they released it, it just didn't work out. For example, check this out. Why do you think there is no any display in here? That's because they understood that this technology is advancing so incredibly fast that maybe in 5 or maybe in 7 years it would look like an old-school calculator with horrible resolution and shabby lame-ass pixels. Even all these electric indicators that have to show us what city is playing, the air conditioner settings, what temperature is set, everything looks very lame. They're tiny squares and it's all pixels. There's absolutely no convenience of using this car. You have bucket seats which can only move back and forth and the seat back which only can be folded down or just can be reclined. There is nothing else you can do. But excuse me, some people paid $1,700,000 for this car. And for $1.7 million, you don't even get an electric power seat. They gave it 1,001 horsepower. The question is, for what? Simply for bragging about it everywhere. We gave this car 1,001 horsepower and it's the most powerful car in the world. It can run 253 miles per hour. And our car has 16 crazy unleashed and hell-raised freaking cylinders. This car has 4 turbines. And if you ever want to fucking race anyone, just give us $1,007,000, floor it, grab the wheel, and here you fucking go. Holy shit! Oh fuck! God damn it! You have to feel it. 170, and now we brake. If you want to know whether I'm surprised or not, yes I am. Can you imagine that in some moment the company that owns Scania, MAN, Skoda, Lamborghini, Audi, what else is there? Bentley. These guys are the Volkswagen Group, the monster that took over everything and everywhere. They also bought Bugatti, sat around their big table and said, "Gentlemen, we have to make some crazy fucking jet with such an insane speed and such an insane price that eyes of any person who ever sits behind the wheel will become this size when they press the gas pedal. And also, we want to see such eyes under the glasses of all engineers who ever know the performance specifications of this car. And also, we want to see the same reaction from every person who sees this car passing by. Let's do something that will surprise absolutely fucking everyone." And they made Bugatti Veyron. This car is ancient, and this car is old, and it has already passed its path. Today, it is kind of out of date, and there are other cars that surprise us even more. But at the moment it came out, it was the most insane and the fastest automobile in the world that has ever been allowed to drive on public roads. This engine is called W16. It means that it has 16 cylinders and 64 freaking crazy valves and 4 horrible, scary, sizzling, insane and mad turbines. If you go full throttle, this car will eat all the 100 liters of fuel in 12 minutes. And they didn't bother to cover this engine with anything. They just put it back here with no hood or some glass cover, cause the numbers it has are so daring that they want to claim about it for the whole world. If you simply drive straight with the speed of 250 miles per hour, these wheels are gonna evaporate like in 9 minutes. These tires are not stock, they are custom. And the whole set of wheels for this car costs 40,000 bucks. This car has 10 fucking radiators. That's insane. When I floor the gas pedal and drive for 1 minute, it eats same amount of oxygen. You'd have enough to breathe it for 4 days. This engine was not the only unique thing they made. They also created this transmission specially for this engine, and they made it from scratch because they had nothing to tame all this crazy torque. So they decided to make a new one only for this special car. And that's a robot transmission from Volkswagen. Same as everything here. This leather and the engine and everything you see around me is Volkswagen. This dashboard has 5 wells. The central is for engine speed. But believe me, when all these 1000 horsepowers kick your butt forward at once, you don't care how many wells you have on this dashboard, and you have no time to look there. You look only that way, you hold your wheel and think that every movement you do costs $1.7 million. This is a royal flush, so let's go all in. And now it's time for some little disappointment. Despite they worked on this robot transmission a lot and it was designed to deal with all this torque and 1001 horsepower, still, I insist that this is a shitty car and I don't like it at all, and I swear to God I wouldn't give more than 300,000 for it. Never ever in my life I would pay more. Okay, let it be 350,000, because why do I need this shit for? If it's a complete slowpoke. I have perfect conditions, I have a bit more than half a tank of fuel, and this is almost a new car with no mileage. It has ran only about 3,000 miles. And now I'm gonna floor the gas pedal. And you will see that it's not 2.5 seconds to 60. Maybe it will do 2.5 seconds to 60 when it already woke up and understood that it's time to work, but in stock state, when you switch the sport mode and start, it will not run the way you expect it to. Now just check this thing out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's 60. That's a waste of money. This is the biggest disappointment of my life. I had a dream to drive this car. I had a dream just to see it and to smell it, to get inside and to feel this touch of holy joy. The dream of my life is about to become true. And what the hell do I get instead? A Volkswagen? Are you fucking kidding me? And how the f could this happen? Listen how it sounds. This plastic shit is everywhere. What the hell? Huh? How could that happen? This place over here, take a look. You think that's a compartment? No, it's not. It's just a f***ing armrest. Where the hell should I put this f***ing phone? And now some more features for you. It's 37 miles per hour. And here I take sharp right. Then I change the line back and hit the brakes while doing all that. At 55 miles per hour, this car becomes an unstoppable and uncontrollable bullet. It doesn't keep the road. Look, sharp right, sharp left. And it behaves like Toyota Camry. It's not supposed to be like this, it must be different. This car looks like it should have much better and sharper handling than it actually does, but the handling here is awful. This is just a huge and heavy vehicle with some insane engine and specifications that just make you feel excited. And I was sure that people who buy such a car, they understand what they do, and I was sure that they really know what they pay such crazy money for. But it turned out that they never have a clue what this car really is and have absolutely no idea what they get for such money, and they get nothing. Nissan GT-R can do all the same with a good cheap tuning. You can service it everywhere, and the casual maintenance of this car costs 50,000 dirham. How much is that? It's about 13,500 bucks. You know, it's the same price you usually pay for your car service, right? Each switch and shifter from both sides here costs $9,000. It is the most expensive and the most horrible car among all the cars I have ever driven in my life. I'm very disappointed. What else do we have here? The AC buttons are down here, the music buttons are up there. I'm done with it. I told you everything about Bugatti Veyron. Want some more? When I speed up in this car, I don't give a shit about all its disadvantages. Because I'm driving a Bugatti Veyron. Well, despite the stupid straight drag, this car has nothing. I expected much more joy from this car. I thought this car could forestall the present, and maybe it did. I'm not the one to judge. And maybe it really did forestall its own present for a couple of decades, when it first came out, and when there were no all that other things we used to. For example, I want a windshield hot. Why the hell there is none in the car that costs $1.7 million, and I have to focus on this dash with such a speed? Here's a Lambo. Let's destroy it.
1, 2, go!
I'm the king of this road. This car can only shoot straight. And people fall for it because its commercials cost more than this car. And the people who buy it don't understand a shit in cars. And after this test drive, I simply have to make a review of Chiron. And I tell you why. You must not drive a Veyron or a Chiron the way they do it in the most of other reviews. You have to treat this car very roughly and dominate it in every turn the way we just did it today. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching. And I'm gonna kick this crazy car's ass once more. In the beginning of this test, I told you they didn't put any display in this car because they didn't want to feel embarrassed for it in several years. And I sincerely thought so, but that's a bullshit because there is a display in this mirror, and it looks horrible and the quality is awful. And it's placed in such a way, you simply don't see a shit in it. Why does it exist for?